Hi, today's gonna be more of a rant video because of something that happened to me recently, which I kind of mentioned in my last video. I'm not gonna introduce myself again. Firstly, because you can go and watch my last video. Secondly, because the only information you would need to know for this video is that I'm a master's student at Politecnico di Milano. So my dad's a sports doctor, so I've grown up being quite a sporty person. I've gone from doing gymnastics to volleyball. I've done 2 years of athletics, same goes for climbing and some other sports. Unfortunately, I stopped taking courses and started going to the gym because of the increasing workload that my university gave me. And I lived 3 hours from Milan, so I went back home every weekend, and because of the COVID situation, I didn't feel the need to get a gym membership since I went home almost every weekend. But then, since starting the master earlier this October, I wanted to actually enjoy my time here and take the most out of it. That's why I decided to apply for a gym membership. Also, going to the university gym seemed a good place to make new friends. So as I said, I applied for a student membership here at the Giuriati Sporting Center at Politecnico, and I was convinced I could get a student discount since I thought that by being a master student I was also considered a student at Politecnico di Milano. Well, it turns out that master students are not considered actual students, so I would have had to pay the fee that was assigned to people from outside the Politecnico di Milano University. If you are an international student, you have already got so many barriers. First and foremost, the cost. So applying for a gym membership, which was really expensive compared to the prices a normal student would pay, seemed so unfair to me. That's why I contacted both the gym and the student representatives for almost every list I have ever seen or ever heard of from the university, because I wanted to find out if this was a mistake or if there was any way in which this could be fixed. So some students' representatives got back to me and they told me that there was no way the gym would allow this, because otherwise at the end of the year their annual balance would be negative, which I didn't know much about it, but I had to ask more information because it didn't seem like something reasonable. Then, after 2 weeks, I got a call from a lady at the sports center, and she told me that actually it was no problem for them to put the master students into the students price category. The issue was that they could only do it manually if the student went to them with a written piece of paper from their department. So for example, my department is Poly Design, stating that officially they were considered a university student of Politecnico di Milano. Otherwise, putting your credentials, which were given to you at the beginning of the year, into the system would only mean that you would be automatically assigned to the outsiders category. So after I got this information, I wrote back to the student representatives telling them this, and they told me that that was actually not possible, which again confused me because I was having different information from one side and from the other one. So after this back and forth, I wrote to my department and asked them to make this document for me so I could apply for a lower price category, and they allowed me to do so. They replied to me within 3-4 days, sending me through email this document officially signed by the Poly Design. I sent this to the sports center, and they actually replied to me that they couldn't accept it, but not because of their will. But someone on higher positions told them that that was impossible without giving them any explanation, which also bothered them because they had this issue before and they had to reply to all the master students asking them this, that it wasn't their responsibility and they couldn't do anything about it without knowing what explanation to give. Long story short, I decided to apply for the gym membership anyway because the only feasible option was either that gym or a franchise, which was less expensive, but being one of the less expensive gyms in Milan, I was told that it was always busy, even though it was open 24/7. So I got a monthly subscription, which instead of a student price of 30 euros, I had to pay 65. Anyway, this problem of not being considered a student emerged again when I wanted to sign up for the Politecnico Spring Games, which is kind of a tournament where you can sign up with people who are not necessarily from your course. Again, for this reason, I was refused to participate without an explanation. But then, during one of the days I went to the gym, I stopped by the reception desk to ask for further clarification about the situation. And when they checked for my name in their system, I actually appeared under the category student all of a sudden for no reason. They didn't know what had happened, and they also couldn't explain to me how the situation changed basically overnight. And 20 minutes later, I got a call from one of the organizers from the Politecnico Spring Games telling me that actually, yeah, I could participate, and what she told me through email was wrong. So yeah, she also changed her mind. So from my understanding now, I am a student officially, and I can apply to student events and other cool stuff that students do here in Milan. It was quite a journey, and I don't know yet how to describe the outcomes of it because it was so unexpected to me. But I wanted to tell this story anyway, even though at the end everything turned out fine, because what I want people to take away from my experience is that double checking everything, even when it seems totally useless, can work wonders, especially in Italy. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one. Bye!